Kaylin.
Andrew, you've got lots of things going on here today and no food.
All my things and no food. Because I think people asked for this, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was off the back of
The knife video.
the knife video. There's lots of requests for a pots and pans video. And
was.
then
Which we will
also-
do at some point.
Yes. And then there was also one for kitchen tools.
Kitchen tools. So I interpreted that as hand tools, not
Okay. Yep.
equipment.
Yep.
So I think equipment's kind of irrelevant. I don't think you really need much equipment, apart from pots and pans, separate thing. Knives, separate thing. Hand tools.
Yeah.
I think you can get away with. I mean, like stand mixers. If you like baking, is kind of important. A food processor, not important. However, I do have one and use it. A stick blender. I will actually include a stick blender.
Okay.
I think that's a.
It's a vital, it's a necessity in your kitchen?
I think it is at this point. Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably a bit expensive. I mean, these are like $100, I think. It's just expensive, but
Yeah.
I'm going to include that. So first one.
There's a space here. So
There's a space there.
there's one space left.
The immersion blender. So I would choose that if you only had to have one thing, as far as like an electrical thing, it'd be that because it's small, it's compact, it's easy to clean. You can blend stuff with it, so you can, you're not going to get it as smooth as you would in like a big smoothie, like a big blender.
Yeah.
But you can make soups, you can make smoothies.
You can make smoothies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never tried a smoothie make with that.
I mean, we have a blender. Did you use that? No.
No, but you said you can make smoothies with it, so now I need to try this.
Okay. You can report back.
Okay. Okay.
What else can you do with it? Make mayonnaise, whipped cream, all kinds of things. Pretty handy thing to have.
All right.
What end shall I start at? This end, and then you
yeah.
can do your your essentials.
Yeah, I have added a few things.
So I'm just going to run through stuff pretty quickly.
I'll try to ask the novice questions as they come to mind.
Yeah. Microplane, essential. This is a microplane, like I just said. It's basically a really fine grater. I didn't even have a grater. That's ridiculous, Andrew. I'm not doing great at this.
Oh, as in like
Like a box grater. I think
Box
a
grater.
box grater is pretty essential.
it's usually here.
Here it is, here. Anyway, that's fine. So a microplane is a very fine box grater, but these are really versatile. You can do things like grate chocolate really finely, you can grate nutmeg, you can grate garlic, you can grate ginger, you can grate lemongrass, you can grate a lot of stuff with this thing, very versatile. You can zest citrus with it, very versatile.
Yeah.
I do recommend, this is one of these things I do recommend that you buy the original, the microplane brand. Not sponsored, I just think that these guys make best ones that I have found. I've used other ones as well, and they've always, you know,
and this is
haven't
probably
had
the less
others.
common one. It's called their black sheep, I think,
yeah.
still.
Yeah, it's like this is like a bougie one. There's like the standard one. This is your standard microplane, which would be cheaper than that one. They're still not cheap.
It still works. It works very well.
It's the same blade. This is just a fancier looking one.
Yeah.
So there you go, first thing. And then the next thing on the back of that is a box grater. This is something that the box graters can be really expensive for some reason.
Really?
I'm guessing it's to do, this was like $50 or something.
Wow. I would think like $10.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think you can get away with a box grater if you're tight on cash with just spending $10 at IKEA or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Or a cheap kitchen shop. The issue with the cheap ones is they rust. So don't put this on. Don't put this or this in the dishwasher.
No?
No. I don't know why, but I think they go blunt.
I feel like you have to clean them out, like especially when you do garlic, you have to sort of use your hands to get all the garlic out anyway. You put it through the dishwasher and not everything comes out. So.
No, these will rust if you put them in the dishwasher as well. Maybe not these expensive ones, we hope not, but don't put the dishwasher. Okay, a sieve, and if you can only have one sieve, get a fine mesh, which we call this a chinois. The reason you get a fine one is because it will do what you want it to do as far as, controversial, I'm not really into sifting flour. I think it's kind of pointless. I think it's like an old school thing that people used to do when things like
even
little baking. No, I don't think it does anything. All the bakers will jump in the comments and yell at me, but I think it was an issue when there was like weasels and stuff in your flour and you had to sift them out.
Okay.
But
what about those recipes where you've got to fold ingredients and not mix them? Like, how do you get the clumps out if you're just folding?
your flour shouldn't be lumpy. If your flour's lumpy, there's something wrong with it.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
There's bugs in it.
There's bugs in it. Great for straining sauces, straining veggies from pots, etc., etc. Pretty important. Yep. Don't need to spend a lot of money. A peeler, a good peeler. This is going to look like it's sponsored there. You don't need one of these ones. This is a microplane one. But a speed peeler is the kind of this shape one. You can see they're really simple ones usually that just have like this round bit. Do I have one of those ones? I used to. Caitlin always throws them out.
Because they rust and he continues to use them, so I put them in the bin. I did, but I got you a new one, I thought. Yeah.
Where is it then?
I don't know.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. The cheap speed graters that I've always used in restaurants, they're just kind of, they have the shape like a single piece of metal. I like these over the straight cut peelers. I think they're better. You get better ergonomics when you're peeling stuff. A thermometer, I bang on about these all the time. Get yourself an instant read thermometer for cooking meat, making sure your chicken's cooked. If you're doing caramels, if you're doing sauces, these things invaluable. Spatulas, I like one of these ones for my griddles. So from when I'm doing stuff on the flat top outside, and I like one of these called a stepped palette knife or a stepped fish slice even, with a step on it for if you're using in pans.
Isn't that like a paint scraper?
This is a paint scraper, it's not even a, so if you can only have one, just get that. You can go get one from the hardware shop. Clean it, it'll be fine. A dough cutter.
Yes, yeah, it was missed. Someone said he couldn't believe that the dough cutter was not included in the knife video.
It's not a knife, technically, in my head. So if it's a dough scraper, these come from the baking world for cutting dough. I use them 99% of the time for moving ingredients around my chopping board and putting stuff into pans. Why do I use that instead of my knife? Because it protects the edge of your knife instead of running it unnecessarily on boards.
Yeah.
It's also a bigger, flatter edge. So if you're trying to like get stuff apart, yeah, these things are invaluable, and it does work great for dough.
There you go.
A ladle, I think that goes without saying. I think a ladle is one of those things they're kind of annoying in the kitchen because they're this weird shape.
That's like to fit in a drawer.
Fit in drawers.
Yeah.
And like you don't need it that often. And then when you do need it and you don't have one, you're like, I really need a ladle because it's really painful. So get a ladle. You get a cheap one. Serving spoons. These often get missed in a lot of people's kitchens. They have lots of spoons and stuff, but they don't have serving spoons. So something that's kind of quite wide, has a decent amount of shape, space. You can just get the single press ones like most restaurants have. We can get some kind of slightly more fancy ones like this, but get one of these. Maybe having a couple.
Okay, so you're mainly using that just like to serve?
Just for serving, yeah.
Just for serving, okay. Duck.
Can you not make so much noise? Tongs. And if you don't double click it before you use it, you failed.
No one can resist that.
No one can resist that. So I've got strong opinions on tongs. The long ones are shit and suck.
Okay.
You've got no control, they're too long. And if you're burning your hands, I don't know, maybe just toughen up a bit.
I mean, easy for you to say because you've got chef's fingers.
fingers.
It doesn't have any feelings left.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, not a fan of long tongs personally. Okay. If you do struggle with heat, then maybe get them. And don't get cheap tongs because like expensive tongs aren't that expensive, or middle range. I'm sure you can get expensive tongs, but don't do that either. But cheap tongs suck and they break really quickly. They're made from, and when they're cheap, you know, because they have like, you'll see this camera here, they'll like wiggle heaps. And they just destroy in like no time. And don't get the ones with the silly,
that's what I was thinking,
thing that holds them.
That goes up and down because that breaks first.
And it pinches you. It's just an awful
So this has got
design.
like a nothing?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. Just that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I guess makes sense. Like, why do you need to clamp it closed?
Yeah. I think it's
what
to
your
like
hands are for.
save space in the
In the drawer?
but whatever. Invest in half decent quality tongs. This is like the chefiest thing ever.
It is.
I resisted these forever. I don't know. There was just this whole era of chefs you know, like in the 2010s or 2000s, everyone would walk around with a pair of these in their bloody chef's jacket like this. And it just, and like use it for everything, you know, like flipping steaks and flipping fish and
putting your tiny herbs.
putting your tiny,
your micro herbs.
Yeah, it's just not how I cook. But it's not, I don't have an issue with people that cook degustation food or fine dining food. That's not my point. It's the people who are misusing these. That's what was frustrating me. So I never had them forever until recently. They are useful for some things though. So this isn't a kitchen essential, but I kind of wanted to put it in here because I wanted to have a rant about it.
Okay,
I guess.
right. But what do you use it for?
They're great, actually good for pasta. So for twirling pasta, if you're trying to present pasta nicely, and they are great for delicate work. So if you're dealing with small things in a pan, you're going to get much more control with these than you will with these. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Lambert will probably argue with me on that one.
What? He likes them?
He loves. He's always he's the first thing.
Yeah, he's a fancy chef.
He's a fancy boy.
He does
Fancy boy from West Auckland.
Michelin star, you know, kind of things. The best.
The best. I don't know why every kitchen doesn't have it. We had a really derogatory and probably not correct name for them that I'm not going to say forever.
Okay.
But this is just a citrus juicer. Cut your piece of citrus. I'm not going to cut it because I don't want to waste it. I don't need it. Do you need? No. You don't need anything. No. Cut that in half that way. Put it the flat side down so it's like that. Nothing juices better. Nothing. Fight me in the comments. I dare you.
Yeah.
Nothing juices better than one of these. This is why every serious cocktail bar in the world will use these to juice citrus.
Yeah. My life got instantly better when you introduced that into it. Because I used to always use which we used for orange juice, right? And it just was that little thing, you know,
and
push it down, which worked really well but it just takes so much longer.
And a fork works better than that thing. Just put a fork in a piece of citrus and do it.
You know what, that thing and this at least catch the seeds though, but you don't mind munching on some seeds, so it doesn't bother you.
Seeds are good for you.
Yeah,
You know?
okay. Yeah, anyway, it's a must in the kitchen.
A whisk. If you use a lot of pastry, you can invest in a whisk. Sorry, if you make a lot of pastry, invest in a whisk. If you don't, if you're more of a savoury cook, you can get by with a cheap whisk. You don't really use it for much, apart from, you know, eggs and cream and things like that. But a whisk's pretty handy. We'll stay in the baking realm. So this is what I call a Maurice, a rubber Maurice. This is one from my mate Josh Wiseman. It was a gift from him, but it's
for a charity.
For a charity, so No Kid Hungry, which is pretty cool. But as far as design, I like these cupped ones better. And that, I guess that becomes from my days of quenelling mashed potatoes in London. So you kind of had to use
right.
like not a beveled edge, but like a half moon shaped one. So also
melted there.
Yeah, but melted from being on a pot. So great for things like that, quenelling mash. Not that I ever quenelle mash anymore. Keeping the bowls clean, like keeping your pots clean, making sure the sides are clean, scraping bowls out of batter, things like that. Scrambling eggs, these things are invaluable. Yeah. Okay. Wooden spoons. Who, if you haven't had your bum smacked with a wooden spoon, we're not from the same generation.
I know. Every child in Australia and New Zealand.
Whack.
Maybe elsewhere. Bum or like the hand. The hand was actually
worse.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Yeah, I remember when my mum, maybe I won't call my mum out for whacking my brother with one of these.
I think it was used more as a threat than anything.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it was a threat, yeah. It was a different time. Hitting kids was not frowned upon back then. And we'll leave it at that. Kind of is now, isn't it?
Anyway, so really good for cooking.
Yeah, really good for cooking. Wooden spoon, you can't go wrong with them.
That's a fancy one.
I wouldn't say it's a fancy one, it's a different shape.
It was a gift, I think.
Different shape. I think these come in all different shapes. This is like a kind of one more designed for like wok cooking, which I really like.
Oh yeah.
I think this is actually designed by Marion. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So that's Marion from Marion's Kitchen. Shout out to Marion, another awesome food creator here on the Sunshine Coast. Yeah, different shapes. I love a wooden spoon, big fan. I don't like them too long. I feel like that's a really good length. These are all pretty much the same length, but
yeah, okay.
any longer, Maybe I should design my own one.
You should. And with, obviously these are all timber, and I'm assuming probably a hardwood timber. And they've all faded a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you put your timber items in the dishwasher?
So don't put your timber items in the dishwasher. However, I do, especially with wooden spoons I do, because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so wood shrinks and discolors quickly in dishwasher. And I'm guessing any treatment that you'd put on it that could kind of stop that or negate that, it's probably not something that you want on your food. So yeah, I mean, is it safe to put it in the dishwasher? Yes. Will it deteriorate and lose life on the product? Yes as well.
Yeah, so ideally hand wash.
Yeah, so especially with stuff like this dough cutter that has a rivet in it, what happens over time is as the wood like expands and shrinks, those rivets kind of start losing their real grip on them.
Right, okay.
So it's not, that's a good example. Oh, no, that one's actually all right. You'll see it start seeing handles and stuff go loose.
Yeah, okay. So you can, but...
You absolutely can. It's not going to hurt you or anything like that. It's just going to lower the life expectancy of said product.
And fade your timber.
Well, I don't mind that anyway. It's got a, you know, has a thing to it. Has a...
Yeah. It's loved.
It's loved. The Japanese microplane, which everyone loves to roast me for not using a guard.
Where's your guard, Andy?
Don't have one. Actually, Dad's found it the other day. She's like...
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's like,
Where was it?
I don't know. It's in one of these
Buried.
drawers. Yeah.
Okay.
Really useful piece of equipment. And again, there's lots of versions of microplane. I don't even know what this brand is because it's in Japanese. I cannot pronounce it. But these ones, I don't know if you can see that in that camera there, but these ones here, oh, it's Japanese, made in Taiwan. These are synonymous. There's this color, this like tealy green color, which is this size. And then there's like a tan color one as well, which is probably not quite as double, but about double the size. These are the ones that I've used my whole career in cooking, and they never fail you. They do rust as well. See how that one's rusting out. And
that's in the dishy?
Yes, this shouldn't go in the dishwasher either, more so because you're gonna blunt that blade.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think it's also just not proper care. So making sure you dry stuff really properly after you use it and all the rest of it. These things aren't cheap either. I can't remember off the top of my head how much they are, but I'm guessing they're $60, $70. So look after them and they'll last you for ages. You can sharpen these blades as well. And I'm pretty sure you can buy
and change them?
Replaceable blades.
Okay.
Yeah. So they also have these like guards here so you can put, I think this is actually for the bigger one. Hey, there you go, that's for the big one. But you can put these guards in here so you can like do julienne carrot and stuff like that. I never really use these things. I kind of think that they become more dangerous than they are when you use them, especially if you're doing stuff that's hard, because you're really starting to like put force into something, and if you slip, you really hurt yourself. So this is a microplane. Oh, look at that. Look at that. There's a guard.
Oh, it's back. Oh.
This is a microplane. It's a really incredible tool. It's also...
Microplane?
Sorry.
Mandolin.
It's a really incredible tool that's worth having in your kitchen. Definitely keep it away from the kids. And know that one day you will cut yourself with it and you will know about it. Just resign yourself to the fact. Maybe I shouldn't.
How many injuries have you had with this over the years? Or what injuries have you seen in the kitchen with this? Pretty bad?
Yeah, it's not like, you don't like lose limbs with it. It's not that bad, but you like take big bits of skin off.
Yeah.
So, you know, and like an annoying depth where it's not like, it's not deep enough to like have skin grafts. I'm sure people have had skin grafts, but it's like this big area of skin gone that just bleeds a lot.
It even says, watch your fingers.
Watch your fingers.
Caution, sharp blade.
I think this particular tool has taken more fingers has made more injuries in commercial and domestic kitchens than anything else. I can guarantee it.
But it's worth it.
But it's worth it because it works really well.
You just can't cut your veggies as fine as that thing can get it, right?
It's consistency. You can't. I can definitely cut stuff as thin or as fine as that can.
Can you?
Yes. Oh, but it's consistency. Right. You can't do it consistently. Well, you probably could actually. Maybe if I practice more. Don't cut yourself.
I was just pushing it.
I just said you can't have your kids.
What's next?
I don't even know what to call this. I mean, I call this a spider, but basically a tool to retrieve things from hot water. I like these ones, which I kind of just get from like Asian grocers. They're like a basket one. I think they kind of drain faster. It's easy, you can kind of see through them. It's easy to kind of see what you're doing in water or hot oil. These ones kind of work better if you're doing stuff that's more delicate. You kind of get in there, but yeah, I just get one of these, and I probably need a smaller one too, but spider, I call them, very useful. Slotted spoon, this is probably more a slotted spoon. Great for poaching eggs, taking stuff out of hot oil. Yeah, very useful. I don't know if we put this into the knife video, I don't think we did, but a good set of kitchen shears, super valuable. Make sure they can come apart. The reason you want them to come apart is because you can clean them better. So great for like cutting the backs out of chickens, great for opening boxes. You turn your nose up. Great for cutting through bones, cutting the wing tips off chickens.
So it's fine to use like open packages and boxes, like it's not gonna blunt them too much?
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty versatile. Right. They're good for like cutting through bone because you can kind of get good force on them. But yeah, a good set of kitchen shears is invaluable, and they've got like a nice grippy handle. So, and they're ambidextrous. Is that the word? Ambidextrous?
I think so. You can use both hands.
You need them if you're a lefty or a righty. Doesn't matter. Kitchen shears.
Go.
My final item is a pastry brush, and I don't really do much. Well, you do. I do. You put like a bit of egg wash on something. What else? Be fancy and like paint stuff on a plate. Don't do that. That was kind of pretty 2002. I bet Matt Lampert's painted stuff on plates in the past.
Oh, he definitely has. Or on like chocolates or something.
I don't know what we're ratting.
Because we love him. If we rip on you, it means we love you.
Yeah, he'd do the same to me.
Yeah.
Also great for like basting, if you're in the smoker or you're like basting marinade on stuff.
Oh yeah.
It works really great for that. Yeah, those are my essential non-electrical kitchen hand tools.
Nice. And do you, like we did in the knife video, do you have a favorite out of all these? Like what's your favorite? Of course.
Dough cutter. Andy Cook's dough cutter.
Coming out August 2024.
Oh, really?
We actually did a bit of a photo shoot yesterday, didn't we, of the products?
Don't give away too much.
Oh, you already put on your stories. Okay, and what about, you've got a small kitchen, you like to cook, but you don't do anything too crazy. What's the 5 items you say you should have?
5's not enough.
5. Let's start with 5, and then you can have some additions.
Is that 1 item or 2?
That's 2. That's 2 different. You talked about them differently.
1, 2, 3. I have to leave the dough cutter out because you can use that as a dough cutter.
Ooh.
You can't give me 5. Like.
Why? You've got similar things here.
No, they're different. Okay, I'll put that down. 1, 2.
Home kitchen, like.
3.
Yep.
4.
Okay. You can put them down. You don't have to. So one of these videos is like, whatever you can carry, you can take home.
Turning into Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Okay. 5. Oh, mandolin's out.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Oh. I guess you can,
like you said, you can only use one thing for that.
You can use a fork. Yeah. Okay. And if you can add 2 more items. You said there wasn't enough. What's enough? All of this.
Yeah. It has to be one of these and a fly. The next one's tough. Probably no.
Did you talk about these?
Oh no, I didn't.
So I actually
that's
these.
why. I'm probably gonna get that.
Okay. There you go.
These are cooking chopsticks. They're like bigger. These are really hard to use, to be honest. The big ones. They're good if you're in frying and mixing stuff. But I honestly think a pair of just chopsticks.
Yeah, you do use standard chopsticks more.
Are a really versatile tool, and they're extremely cheap. but they're great for like, you can scramble things with them. So instead of a whisk or a fork, you can move things around a pan with them. You can pick up hot stuff. Very versatile tool.
And you can pick up things from your pickle jar, so you're not putting your dirty fingers in there.
Don't put your dirty, grubby fingers in the pickle jar.
You contaminate it. I never do.
You
Don't point at me. Don't point those chopsticks at me.
I've seen you do it.
Never. I never would. Okay.
What's one item there that I've talked about that you use the most?
That I use the most?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really cook much, but I do make eggs.
You do?
For breakfast, and so it's probably one of, like, I use either one of these when I'm scrambling eggs.
Very good.
So, yeah, never really used that. I have used that before, sure, like tongs, but yeah, no, it's probably gonna be one of these.
All right, what about your tools?
Oh yeah, my quick tools. So if you're into making cocktails, which I don't make cocktails that often, just for myself, but I do when I have people coming around. I think it's nice to start a lunch or a dinner with a cocktail. And I do have like a couple of classics that I make. So my, I guess, cocktail starter kit, and you can just get any of these items from, I think it's like Barware or Bar Online or any sort of, or even your catering shops or kitchen shops, they all have it. So obviously your little
measuring jug.
Measuring shot sort of thing. You have, I like these ones, you have two sides. So you obviously have the 30 mil and 60. It does have sort of other measurements inside. Annoyingly for me, it's in ounces. So, but you just kind of work out and convert it. But that is extremely handy, especially when you're using, you know, like sugar syrups and spirits and you've got your two sides to work from. Your little long mixing spoon. So for something like a Negroni where you put all the spirits in with your big ice cube and you need to sort of stir them, it works really well. And then we have our two strainers. This one which sits on top to strain it out. And then sometimes you need a double strain if you're mixing things like herbs so they don't all fall into your glass. Use this to double strain it, so remove all of that. And the most important one, which is your, I guess, mixing cup. I'm sure
cocktail
they have.
Shaker. Cocktail
shaker, there you go. I'm sure they have proper names. Which is, I like these ones. You do have the ones that have the little lids and the little poury spout, but I generally don't think you need them. I prefer this one. So you put the ice in, click it down, click it out. Yeah, and that, I mean, there's so many more things that you can buy. I think I have a couple of different styles of these as well. But these are kind of the items that I use all the time to make cocktails. So they're my kitchen essentials. And if you're just gonna get one, probably that. Because
mixing glass.
You can use a glass or you can use a jar to mix your cocktails. I mean, you can get creative, lots of other things in the kitchen. So that'd be this.
Cool. All right, well,
yeah.
There you go. We'll do one more of these about my pans at some point.
Yes.
Everyone seems to want to know about my pans.
Yes, we'll do that soon. I feel like that, it doesn't necessarily have to be, it'll be a longer video, but
who knows?
Cover this entire board with all your pots and pans.
And then we've got yeah, we're going to Europe in a week or so, aren't we?
I'm going in a week, and then you're going the week after.
So there'll be a vlog. The next vlog that you'll see will be Europe vlog.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. No,
yes.
It will. Yeah, it will. London. Something in London.
Something in London. We don't know what. We'll
figure it out.
Yeah. Maybe go get the Brick Lane bagel. Go get yelled at.
Oh.
Some geezer for vlogging.
No filming. No bagel for you.
No bagel for you.
Yeah. Cool. No, it should be fun.
All right.
All right. Hope you enjoyed Andy's Kitchen Tools.
Peace.